Hey everybody, it's Clickstum, and welcome back to the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Last episode, we got our sword and our shield, and we're heading off to visit the Great Deku Tree. This episode, we're gonna go inside of the Great Deku Tree and see what this curse is all about. Alright, so right off the bat, if we take a look around, we can actually... what button is it? We can actually see this place is gigantic. For a first dungeon, this place is just massive. And right here we have Deku Baba's, a spider's nest, and a little wall that looks like we can climb it. Alright, so our first enemy in this dungeon is a Deku Baba, but it's special in the fact that it actually moves this time and can actually attack you. These guys are really useful if you're new and starting. They're really great to kind of test out your shield and like see what's good and get some practice. What I like to do is I like to walk up to them and hold my shield out. But you got a Deku Nut. On the select item subscreen, you can set it to left, down, or right. Set it to C and try throwing it. It will flash and stun the enemy. Alright, so last episode I actually forgot to equip our stick, and now we have a new item we can actually equip, which is called the Deku Nut. Alright, so there are these three little leaves over here that you can actually cut down, and each one has a chance to spawn a heart, like that. I'm just gonna kill these guys because I want to get some of that, some of the Deku Nuts. And actually, right there you saw if you stun them with your sword and cut them, they actually drop a stick instead of a Deku Nuts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna kill them like that, so I get the Deku Nut. All right. So now we have something to tell us when we walk over the spider web. Look, look, Link! You can see down below this web using up. Alright, let's try that. And as you can see, there's another part of the dungeon, but how do we get down there? Well, that's a good question. We'll find out soon, hopefully. I'm just going to try to get another heart here. Yep, there we go. And right here, we have a little place to climb up the vines. Look at this! Look at this wall! The vines growing on it give it a rough surface. Maybe you can climb it, Link. Just like I was saying. So all you gotta do is hold up. In the action button on the top, you can see if I press A, it would actually let go, and I can fall down back to where I was. There's some more little bushes around here. We can collect a rupee. Last episode, I also forgot to mention that green rupees are 1, blue rupees are 5, red rupees are 20. Those are basically the currencies of this game. Right here we have a new enemy, and it's actually a Skulltula. To play on words, obviously it's got a skull and it's supposed to be a tarantula. We can't actually hit it right now because we're too low and we can't jump up there and grab him. And if we try climbing, we can't kill him because we're on the wall and Link can't use his sword to slash next to him. Right here we have our chest. You found the dungeon map! Press start to get into the subscreens and look at the map subscreen. Blue chambers are places you have already visited. Your current location is a flashing room. Move up and down to select the floor to view. Alright, so let's try that real quick. So if we go this way, of course I take the long way around, we can actually see there's a bunch of different floors to this place. There's 3 floors and then a basement floor 1 and a basement floor 2. And right now we're actually on the first floor only, so we have a lot of exploring to do here. Maybe we could try climbing up there, but Navi actually says be careful not to touch it, and if you decide to climb, if I can stop targeting these guys, I don't know how to fly. Oh, I am pressing all the buttons. Stop targeting. There we go. And I fell. Now that we're back up here, let's go to the door over here. You can open a door by standing in front of it and pressing A. Pay attention to what the action icon says. That's the green icon at the top of the screen. Yep, we already knew that, Navi. Thank you! Alright, so as we walk in here, the door actually shuts with spikes, and we have this little guy. He's a new enemy. If you get too close, he actually hides in the ground. So, the strategy about killing these guys is you have to actually reflect the Deku Nut, and then run after them and kill them. Ow, ow, ow! Forgive me, Master. If I give you a clue, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold forward, you will roll on the ground. When you land, it won't get hurt from the fall. I can't guarantee it will work though if the cliff is really, really high. Well, try it if you're feeling bold. Wahaha! So he drops us a heart, and the door opens up again. But there's another door over here that we probably want to go explore. Oh, I just went outside. Alright, so the new door. Let's see what's behind here. We have a platform, and it looks like we have... Ooh, I can't see. We have a wall vine over there that leads to a little area up there, and that's a place that that's an area of interest that we probably want to go explore. But first, let's grab this chest. Found the fairy slingshot. On the select item subscreen, set it to left. Yep, we already heard all this. Use C to take it out and hold it. As you hold C, you can aim with analog stick. Release C to unleash a Deku seed. If you want to shoot right away, when you first use C, hold down C a little longer to get a seed ready. Alright, so let's actually equip that. I usually like to equip it onto my right stick. My right side, and then I do that. So it's just easier to just... And actually Navi's showing us there's a ladder right there that we can use to get back. But first, let's go up to this area of interest. And right here we can actually see there's a treasure chest. And it's a recovery heart. But... So we can actually either target or we can free shoot. But targeting in this is way easier. Free shooting is kind of a little bit like, oh man, it just, I don't know, it just makes me nauseous when I look at it. Down here, actually, there's little plants that drop some more seeds if you run out. You got Deku seeds, small hard seeds, you can use them in your slingshot. Yep. Climb up the, oh shoot, climb up the ladder. I'm the worst at climbing up ladders in these games. Alright, come back out. And as you can see, actually, there's a lot more that we need to go to. There's a bunch of spiders there, and it's just insane. So now that we have the slingshot, though, we can actually kill these guys to get up the wall. And if you listen, you can hear the rustling, which is a sign that they're actually like on the wall. So you might not be able to see them, but the audio cue is there to let you know that there's one there. And I think there's one up here that we can't. Yep. Always forget about him. There we go. Alright, let's climb up these vines. So when I was a kid, actually, I was really scared of this place. I actually had to get my dad to help me beat the boss. Spoilers, there's actually a boss at the end, but who knew, right? I was really scared of this place, especially spiders, because when you're a kid, this stuff is just really terrifying to you. By the way, these guys will flip over after a while, and all you gotta do is just hit them in their vulnerable spot. I don't know why they turn around. They're invincible if they just don't turn around, but they're dumb enough to turn around, so you just take advantage of it. Alright, so here, we have a unlit, an unlit, I don't know what you call it, an unlit torch, and then you got a switch right here. When we step on the switch, actually, a bunch of these platforms will come up, and if you fall off, you can't actually get back on unless you go all the way back. Simple though. Right there we have a Deku Bob. Where is he? Okay. I guess we don't. Oh, he's right there. I didn't even see that. So I'm assuming we found the compass. Now you can see the locations of many hidden things in the dungeon. Alright, so I'm assuming that we'll actually need the Deku sticks. Usually they'll put these here if you need them. Right here, actually, we can go back and actually, well, we gotta kill this guy first. We can go back and actually grab, we can light this on fire, like this. And the door will open up, but there's an area of interest here, and you can probably hear it on the wall. That little scrunchy noise, that is our first golden Skulltula. And there are 100 of these guys throughout Hyrule, and I'm going to be getting every single one of those for you guys, so you know exactly where they are. You destroyed a gold Skulltula. You got a golden token proving you destroyed it. Alright, so there's a little chest here, probably just Deku Seeds or something, or a heart. And then we got one of these dudes who doesn't know what's going on. Alright, he's probably there just to trip you up once you jump. So now that we're done in here, we can actually jump down to the next area. If you notice, we're really high up, and if you remember that little spider's web, we might be able to jump from up here and actually break that with our weight falling. Let's kill this guy here, and ready? Okay, let me line up here. Alright, so now we're in the next area. You can hear a bunch of different sounds. There's the Deku Baba here. And there's actually, right there, there's a golden Skulltula. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slingshot him. Alright, then we can actually climb up the vines and grab that token. You destroyed a golden Skulltula, yay! 98 more to go. Not only is there that one here, but there's actually this one here too. Him. And the way you get this one, I used to never know how to get this one, but all you gotta do is just, sometimes I'll do is I'll just, dang it, okay, well, can't do it really cool looking, but, roll! Got it. Alright, all that's done. We got number 2 and 3, and now we can actually step on this platform. The fire will burn up the spiderweb, and that's a hint as to what we need to do. I'm pretty sure there's some Deku sticks in here. Another heart, never mind. There's a fire here that we can actually light up, and we'll have to walk on the raised platform to burn this spiderweb. Alright, so am I missing anything? Let's kill these, get some rupees. Alright. Into the next part of the dungeon. So we got another one of these guys. All you gotta do is hit him and chase after him until he talks to you. Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? Probably. I mean, you just sold out your brothers, dude. What are you doing? So he drops a heart. There's plenty of hearts in the first dungeon, just so that you figure out what you're doing and you don't die really fast. Right here we have an eye switch. All you gotta do is just hit it in the eye with a slingshot and it opens right up. We can go through here. And here is actually kind of a tough puzzle. After you get into the water, if you hold down A, you can dive. I bet there's some interesting things underwater. So what Navi told us is that we can dive, and that's a little bit of a hint as to what to do here. If you notice over here, there's a little switch, and all we gotta do is dive and press it. Once we press the switch, the water level will drop, and we have a timer that we need to outrun to get over to the other side. So, bam. Alright, so if the water level wasn't down, we would have actually gotten hurt from the spikes. We got another Skulltula. See, they're invincible if you hit them on their front. Ooh, I did not mean to press A. That was a mistake. And he's killing me. Okay, step back. You okay, dude? Okay, he's gonna kill me if I keep going towards him, so I'm just gonna stand next to this block and grab hold of it with A. While holding A, you can push or pull it. If you stand next to the block and press A while pressing analog towards the block, you can climb on top of it. Pay attention to what the action icon says. It really is one of the most important things in this game, is to pay attention. Alright, so I guess he's unstuck. What do we do? Switch. Turn. Turn. I'm going to die in the first dungeon. Okay. Okay, cool. We're not gonna die. Okay. Turn. Okay, I'm gonna pull back the block. Maybe that's it. Alright, there we go. So he's dead. That took a little bit. I mean, I don't know why he got stuck on there, but that's okay. Old games, that happens. So once we push the block all the way and push forward, we can actually climb up on the block. And that allows us to come up here. And we're in another room. So we have a couple Deku Bobbers, actually. There's one regular stick one, and then there's the actual mean one. So the mean one, I'm gonna make him into a stick, because the sticks are a little bit more useful here than actually the Deku Nuts. I mean, that's just my opinion on that. I feel like, you know, the Deku Nuts, you need to aim them a little easy. It's harder to aim the Deku Nuts. Because like they do that, and then I mean they're not really that useful here. They're useful in a lot of other places, but just not here because of the enemies and the way they are. Man, oh man, I am just getting hit by everything. I'm getting all these hearts before, and well, there we go. So actually, a new enemy here. If you stand here, these guys will come down and. All I gotta do is chase him around and hit him a few times. Chase him up. So the little enemies that drop from the ceiling is actually a foreshadowing to something later in the dungeon. So just keep. Oh shoot! Over here. Hit with my swing shot. All right, I think there's another one. Yeah, there's 3 in the. Here. So if we walk underneath it, it'll fall and create it. Just take 2 hits, it's super easy. Alright, so now we need to get this these spider webs out of here. So let's take the fire and touch the spider webs. I tend to get all the spider webs because then you don't miss anything. We need another fire. There we go. Wait, do we need another fire? Or am I just crazy? I'm crazy. Okay, so we have another hole through the wall, and all we gotta do is hold up and press A. Crawling through. And what do we have here? Another spider web in the ground. But if we look up, there's actually nowhere to jump from. So how do we get rid of the spider web on the ground? We can't roll on it. That will break it. We can't throw Deku Nut. I mean, I can, but these guys don't really... They're kind of annoying to kill when they're stunned. So we have a block here, actually, that's useful if you ever want to come back here. Which I don't think we need. We might need to come back here later on in the episode, or in the series. So we're gonna push this down here just in case. Back up. And so we have all this fire, and there's a spider web. So obviously the next course of action would be to burn the spider web. So using the block we just pushed, you can actually grab the fire and roll. Falling down. Alright, so a couple hearts here. And what that one Deku shrub said to us, 2, 3, 1. We need to remember that for this part right here. So 1, 2, we have 1, 2, and 3. So we need to hit 2 first. 2. 3. And 1. Right here. Come on. Oh, shoot. Come on. There we go. He's gonna run around just like the regular ones. How did you know our secret? How irritating. So annoying that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Gahoma to you. In order to administer the coup de grace, coup de grace to Queen Gahoma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. Alright, so we just had Deku Shrub mention to us that there's actually a Queen Goma in this dungeon. Behind this door, there's a skull on the mini-map there. Let's see what's behind it. Queen Goma, Parasitic Armored Arachnid, the first boss of our mission. So, she's super, well, she's really kind of the easiest out of all the bosses, but she can prove quite a challenge actually. When I was a kid, I really had no idea what to do here. But all you have to do is hit her in the eye with your slingshot and just wail on her. And then after a few hits, she'll actually start to climb up the wall over here, as we see. I'm gonna keep my slingshot out just in case her eye decides to turn red. That's a cue that you want to use your slingshot on. So we hit her there, and then we can run over and just wail on her. There we go, 2 cycles. Alright, so after every boss that you defeat, it drops a full heart, not a piece of heart, a full heart, or heart container. It increases your life in the top left by 1 heart, so these are really, really good. Also, if you press pause, you can see in the menu that there's a heart right there. And the heart right there shows how many heart pieces you have. 4 heart pieces equals 1 heart container. Just like we saw. Well done, Link. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now I have yet more to tell ye. Wouldst thou listen? Now listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorcerer's powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Aurora, the goddess of courage. Din. With her strong flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the Red Earth. Nehru poured her wisdom into the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. Aurora, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens, and golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence, and the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast a death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon. But do not grieve for me. I have been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Link, go now to Hyrule Castle. There, thou wilt surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse upon me. You got the Kokiri's Emerald. This is the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to you by the Deku Tree. The future depends upon thee, Link. Thou art courageous. Navi, the fairy, help Link to carry out my will. I entreat ye, Navi. Goodbye. Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Link. Goodbye. Great Deku Tree. Oh, you're leaving. I knew that you would leave the forest someday, Link. Because you are different from me and my friends. But that's okay, because we'll be friends forever, won't we? I want you to have this ocarina. Please take good care of it. You received the fairy ocarina. This is a memento from Saria. Set it to C and use C to start playing it. On the select item subscreen, you can set it to left, down, or right, and then use C to start playing it. You can play different notes with A and the 4C. Press B to quit playing or to start your song over again. When you play my ocarina, I hope you will think of me and come back to the forest to visit.